In a couple days, I'll be hitting the road on a much needed road trip and vacation. Before I head out, there's a few things I need to do. One of which is prepare my truck for travel. This is a 2023 Toyota 4Runner Off-Road Premium. If you tuned into one of my previous videos, I talked a lot about setting up and building this custom sleeping platform. Now, right now, it's just in the trunk shelf mode. I need to put in rest of the pieces for the sleeping platform, but before I do it, I want to remove the back seats because I need extra storage space. Now, I've never done this before. I've looked it up on YouTube and it seems pretty easy. With that said, I'm not an automotive expert, so take everything I say with the smallest grain of salt. So I'm mostly recording this, not for tutorial reasons, but to help myself remember how to put it all back together because I will forget. So the first thing I need to do is take out this pet cover. Now, these are technically pet covers, but I think anyone with kids would know that they're actually kid covers. Like, the pets just get fur everywhere and once in a while vomit. Kids get everything everywhere. Like the dogs, if I just had the dogs, I'll just put a sheet down, I'd be fine. This is actually for the kids, to be completely honest. Get this out of the way. I'm gonna go ahead and just remove these headrests because I know they're gonna come out anyways. Going to start with removing the buckets. As I understand it, this is the easiest part of removing the back seat from the 4Runner. I start with popping off these covers. I guess they can come off just with your fingers. Seems to be the case. That one's a little more stubborn. Probably just get a tool for that. Now we're going to remove the screws with a 14mm socket. There are 4 in total, 2 on each bucket. Let's see how tight they are. Oh, it's not bad. Just like that. That was actually pretty easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the screws back in the holes so I don't lose them because I'm an idiot like that. And then I'm just going to pop out this one, but I'm not going to make you watch me remove the second one. All right, the buckets are now out. Let's take out the back rests. This is a 60/40, which means the passenger side has a seat and the center console armrest. And I believe this first one is a 14mm as well. Yep, yes it is. Now let's lower the seat. All right, we got the seat down. Now, if I remember right, there's supposed to be a panel in the back somewhere around here with another screw that I loosen up. Oh, there we go, just like that. Now, there it is, right there. All right, where is my tool? This is 14mm again. There we go. That one was pretty tight. No, I don't have a lot of power tools. I'm not that kind of guy. I do have this budget DeWalt kit from Costco. That's the kind of guy that I am. There it goes. Okay, so slide it out of the corner first. And what am I missing? Oh, bugger. There is another screw right down there. that I need to get. All right, so I seen a video from a guy who removed this whole lip and the D-rings. I don't want to do that because I actually need my D-rings in place. So let's see if we can solve this one. Okay. All right, so I do have a little extension in my kit. Let's see if this is just enough to reach. Oof, barely. It's really, really tight. All right, there we go. So that was 3 bolts for the 60. 2 in the center, 1 in the front and kind of in the back, and then the hidden one. And they were all 14 millimeter. I'm gonna close these up. Get this part out of here. Wait a minute. Something's stuck. Something is, oh, I see what's going on. So there's a support for the seat belt that's in the way. Is this 14 as well? Looks like it. All right. Let's get this piece out of the way. Now let's take care of the driver's side. I think this one will have probably 2 bolts. Let's drop it and have a look. I'm gonna bet that this pulls up as well. And it does. All right. Yeah, there's a bolt right there. And the same kind of deal over here. All right, so let's see if it'll fit. Yep, just barely. Let's get this one loose. The ones on the backs of the seats are the tightest ones yet. Oh, there they go. There she goes, just like that. All right. So on both sides, there's these swivel mounts that the back seats were attached to. I think I will remove them just because I can see these getting in the way and snagging up on gear. So let's have a look. Well, 14 millimeters is too big. 12, yeah. 12 millimeter is where it's at. That came off pretty easy. All right, the screws themselves don't come out. There's a washer holding them in. So something I just noticed on these mounts, they are labeled with an L and an R for left and right. That should make it a little bit easier when I put this all back together. This is going to be in the way, so this needs to come out. It looks like another 14 millimeter, 2 of them. Yep. That wasn't too bad. It was actually easier than I thought it was going to be. Now, I don't have to do this often. Usually on like weekend getaways, it's not necessary. And to be completely honest, after the kids move out in a few more years, I'll probably take the seats out for good because I'm loving all the extra space back here. And as you probably noticed, it's really dirty, lots of dog hair, just lots of crap. So I'm gonna get out the shop vac now and clean it all up before I put in the rest of the platform. For my bed, I have a 2-inch thick section of foam, and I cover that with a sheet, which is secured with spring clamps. And then on top of that, I'll put my inflatable mattress, sleeping bag, and a comfy memory foam pillow. The rack over the bed will be storing some of my cooking provisions, as well as the Jackery 300 power bank for charging all of my electronics. Now, I also took the side steps off my truck. Now, I know what a lot of you are gonna say, all of you overlanders and off-roaders, You're gonna tell me that side steps are terrible, they're the Antichrist. And I get it, like I understand the argument, I really, really do. And for overlanding and off-roading, I would not want them on. Now I do have them because my partner is vertically challenged and for the kids. Also, my older age, coming back from hikes and trail runs, I sometimes have a hard time getting in the truck. So day-to-day use, side steps for me make a lot of sense. But part of this trip will take me through Utah. There's a chance I could be doing some off-roading, nothing serious, but I know the side steps can be a problem, so I removed them. So with the exception of some of my clothes and my camera gear, I'm pretty much about ready to go. I just have to pick up my friend who's going with me, so there will be 2 people sleeping up here. It's gonna be a little bit cramped, but we'll make it work, we always do. I'm not sure how much vlogging I'm gonna do on the road. My photography partner is kind of a private person, doesn't normally like being in videos. So if I do record anything, I have to be careful to leave them out just to respect their privacy. But in general, the truck is ready to go, and God, I am ready to go. I'm gonna wait until after Memorial Day itself. I don't go out on weekends like this. It's just too much of a cluster. I can't deal with it at all. But when we get to the following day, you can bet your asses I am out of here. Well, that's all I got for this video. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you again next time.